Vamos lá. É o Hoff e o Koriaka.
Especially an event they're not used to doing as well. Mitch is smart. He'll go and talk to the right people. Another person to watch on this event could be Pavlo Koriaka, and also Tom Stoltman is great when it comes to event. He won the log lift last year in the final.
Vamos ver.
Here we go. First up, the 210-pound
Koriaka, Hoff.
kettlebell.
Hoff teve problema.
Looks like he's struggling big time with that kettlebell. What can Pablo do? It's hard to lock this implement out.
É um implemento esquisito, né? Dos atletas. Quase.
They're locking out, but it's just pulling your wrist away.
It's pulling them back. It's just, it's so big and so round.
Well, you really have to groove that thing perfectly in order for it not to knock you off balance.
I've never seen this kind of weight pressed on a kettlebell before. Huge weight. You can see they've got the power to get it to arm's length. It's then holding it locked out. Because you're asking the wrist to hold 95 kilos, 210 pounds.
Koriaka is getting close on this thing.
Não é
Just can't
fácil.
lock it out long enough.
Koriaka is such an explosive overhead lifter. You know, if he gets to those axles, I'm convinced he'll put them both overhead. He's so strong, so explosive. You just can't keep this kettlebell in place. And Tristan having the same issue. He's got it locked out a few times. There you go. But
É que acaba sendo meio broxante pro evento, né? Tem um evento esquisito assim, logo um implemento esquisito logo no início, né? Logo de cara.
Final 30 seconds here before we hit the 2-minute time cap of both Hoth and Koriaka.
Será que eles não podem fazer snatch?
If anyone can come out and do this, it's going to be supreme.
Koriaka was close.
That was great. I'd be giving him that. Again, Tristan
Chegou muito perto o Koriaka.
He must have pressed that thing about 10 times.
Well, neither Koriaka nor Hoth can press the 210-pound kettlebell. And that'll do it for their 2024
Vamos ver os próximos.
Invitational. Both of them making their first appearances here. Leg power, something that's going to be very crucial as these men work their way through this event.
Yeah, unlike a log lift, which really requires that shoulder and tricep strength, these implements are a bit more about leg power. Stability is key. That was the big issue
Luke
there
Stoltman.
on the kettlebell.
Parece.
And then obviously if you can get through these implements as quick as possible, it's a massive advantage because at the end of the day it is
Bobby
who can do them
Thompson.
the fastest.
Right, absolutely.
Bobby Thompson and Luke Stoltman will be up next.
Now Bobby and Luke, two massive log pressers. How does that transfer to these implements?
Well, like we said, it's so different. The log press versus, you know, a single arm press. It's definitely very different. The way that you brace, the stability, all of it.
Let's see. Love to see these guys get through this kettlebell and show us what they can do on the dumbbell and the axle. Both supremely strong overhead pressers.
Vamos lá.
So Luke is up to the shoulder.
Luke foi bem.
There we go. That's how to do it.
And Thompson.
And Bobby Thompson.
Bobby Thompson também.
Well, and now moving on to the dumbbell.
Now we have a contest.
253 pounds.
Finalmente.
115 kilos.
Great dumbbell press there
Luke
by Luke
has
Stoltman.
that.
Can Bobby match him?
And Thompson
Can't. Come on, Bobby. Right, Luke is taking on the 375-pound, 170-kilo Axel.
still has more than a minute to go here. Does Luke Stoltman?
Pops to the stomach.
Vamos lá.
Big. That's good. He's going to get this.
Bom clean.
He's got the power now to press this overhead. There you go. Great lift.
E esse cotovelo aí, hein?
To the final axle.
That was quick.
Esse cotovelo foi meio estranho. Mas validaram, né?
This place is gonna go electric if Luke Stoltman.
Vamos lá, Bobby Thompson.
Bobby Thompson still not giving up. Let's see what Luke Stoltman can do. 405 pounds, 184 kilos.
Stoltman now with his hands on the axle, right side of your screen.
Come on, Luke.
Bob Thompson foi. Vamos ver.
Big pop, come on.
There we go. Come on. There we go.
Let's help
Foi
him.
legal se ele conseguisse.
Yes. Does it? Yes, he does.
Conseguiu. Recebeu o sinal.
Amazing. That was amazing. This
Um pouco
crowd-
soft ali o cotovelo, mas
Luke
são os
Stoltman
árbitros, né?
finishes with a bang and listen to
Tem que
this
ver realmente,
crowd.
especificamente as regras. Talvez não importava de estar completamente
For the
estendido, né?
Highland Oak, Luke Stoltman, first
Legal.
male athletes to finish this final
Atleta da
event.
casa.
And look at him, he is pumped up. Bobby Thompson, the first man to congratulate him. Great sportsmanship,
É isso aí.
power.
145.69
Espírito esportivo, né?
seconds
É assim que tem que ser.
for Luke Stoltman, who was perfect on every single attempt.
Foi melhor que eu esperava até. Pensei que ele até ia ter mais problemas.
Struggling, he made easy work of that kettlebell. It was good to see. If you're strong enough, it's not a problem.
You can't lift it, get stronger.
Absolutely. Look at that. He worked hard for that last rep.
Unbelievable
Down signal.
effort from
He's
Luke
happy.
Stoltman. And he's going to be happy anytime he finishes something like this, but the fact that it's here in his home country just elevates that to the next level.
Vamos lá, Matheus Hag e
So.
Thomas Evans, a princípio.
Well, next up, Matthew Ragg and Thomas Evans. Good luck following that, guys.
So we saw Thomas Evans on the grip into the press. His log lifting was superb.
Picked up the event win and grip and pressed it. Stoltman. Matthew Ragg's best finish was in the deadlift when he pulled
Pro Thomas Evans, a questão do bíceps dele talvez
to take third.
incomode um pouquinho na hora dele de fazer o clean, né?
Heavily strapped arm there of Thomas Evans. How does that impact his circus medley?
A não ser que ele seja canhoto, né?
Luke Stoltman is not far behind these two athletes. They need to really perform and keep him behind them. Otherwise,
Foi bem, é destro mesmo.
certainly shoot up that leaderboard.
Tom made quick work of that 210-pound kettlebell, now onto the 253-pound, 150
Oh, that's a
kilo
great
dumbbell.
Muito
That is
bem.
fantastic.
Matheus Hag recebeu o
Gets the
sinal.
kettlebell as well.
Thomas
Vamos lá,
Evans is
primeira
assaulting
barra.
this right now, onto the 375-pound axle.
Come on.
Tremendo.
Both arms on this one.
Just can't lock that one out. Almost had it.
That heavily strapped arm was just lagging a little bit. Quick through those first two. That could be points for him.
He's very quick.
And he's going to come back and have another attempt at this axle. Matt Ragg on the dumbbell, 253 pounds, 115 kilos. These are massive weights. And he
A
gets
great
it.
fight for Matthew Ragg as
Conseguiu.
Evans makes his second attempt.
There we go.
There you
He's
go.
got it.
There we go.
I think he forgot about the
Conseguiu.
pain on that one. He was just blocking it out. What a warrior.
And now Evans will step up to the 405-pound, 184-kilo axle as Ragg is on the 375-pound bar. Now Evans is going to have time for probably just one attempt here. He's stepping up to go. Luke Stoltman has the time to beat. That's going to stand.
He's not going to beat Luke, though.
Evans is not going to make another attempt.
Thomas Evans não vai.
Good competition for Thomas Evans. Has an event win. Yesterday,
Também não.
Matthew Ragg's going to call it as well. And that leads us down to our final two heats. So
Now
far,
it
Luke
gets
Stoltman,
exciting.
the only man to finish.
guerreiro, né?
Tom is coming up next.
And Luke's time could play a role in deciding podium positions here. You look at how close the top are. 38 points for Hafthor Bjornsson, 36 for Tom, and Evan Singleton only 1.5 points behind there in fourth.
And Evans got off to a great start. He was quick through those first two.
Very, very fast. You could see the arm affecting him a little bit on this, but he came back and he pressed it anyway.
And this was his second attempt.
Look at that.
First one, he just missed the press. And just didn't have enough in the tank to go after 405.
Próximos, acho que é o Evan Singleton e o Tom Stoltman.
Evans and his final event here. And now Tom Stoltman coming in third place overall.
É isso aí.
He's going to take on the
Vai ser uma
man
batalha boa.
behind him, just 1.5 points back, Evan Singleton.
Now, both these guys are very good overhead. Both good on dumbbells, both good at axles, both fast. This could be exciting. They need to put the pressure onto Hafthor Bjornsson.
Hafthor's only, as you mentioned, 2 points up on Stoltman for second place.
I've been impressed with Evan Singleton this week. His year's not been the greatest for him, but he is finishing this year strong. He's looking a bit calmer, a little bit more focused, and it's paying off. He's been very consistent as well.
I'm just going to say he's stayed in the middle of the pack pretty much this whole time.
Yeah, only he and Hooper are the only two athletes who haven't finished lower than fifth.
Yeah.
Vamos lá. Briga pelo pódio.
The T-Rex against the Albatross. This could decide who winds up on the podium.
Easy.
Singleton through that
Tranquilo,
quickly.
Singleton.
Stoltman now struggling
Opa.
on the kettlebell. This is big for Evan Singleton. Stoltman
That's
has
a
it locked
better
out.
lift.
And now Singleton has trouble at 253. And here comes Stoltman to the dumbbell.
Opa.
And Tom locking that out. Singleton locks out that out. We're neck and neck.
Tom
going to
is
375.
Vamos lá, hora da barra.
Got to keep an eye on the clock as well as the lifts.
And Tom will lock that out.
Uma força bruta a mais, né? Nem
He's
que
got to get this if he wants a chance of winding up in the top three.
Stabilize
And he will make it. And now both men moving on to 405.
Now can he match
Vamos lá.
brother Luke and get this 405
Só o Tom,
pound
o
axle?
Luke que conseguiu até agora.
He mistimed his drive on the 375.
Singleton has yet to get his hands on the axle.
Come on, Tom. Adjust. Now big pop from those hips. And he needs more
There
leg
we
drive
go.
this time.
Come on.
He used it, just kind of utilized his upper body on the last lift. He's got to use that leg power. That's better.
Stoltman is not going to lock it out.
Quase.
Singleton going after it. Stoltman can't get it.
But if it stays like this, Tom will stay ahead
Caramba.
of Evan Singleton.
Singleton has got to hit this if he wants a chance of passing Stoltman, as you said, Lodge. This is a huge attempt for him. He's got
O Evan
30
Singleton
seconds left.
precisa fazer mesmo pra ter chance de ir pro pódio.
One chance. He better hurry here.
Porque o Tom tá na frente.
Still have Hafthor Bjornsson to come. Hafthor will be watching this, thinking
Claro.
there's a chance.
Tem o Hafthor, que esse vai ser
Needs this rep.
um evento que vai ser um problema pra ele.
One last effort from Evan Singleton. Can he get it? Oh, he couldn't quite get it to the shoulders.
The Singleton and Stoltman will tie.
É isso aí.
Tom Stoltman was slightly faster.
Agora vamos
through
pra
the first
última,
three
né?
implements.
Hafthor versus Mitchell Hooper.
Two fantastic athletes. They've
Now
given
we'll
their
see
all.
what happens in the final heat. But
You look at this replay, the first attempt at the kettlebell, Tom got that one wrong, but he came back and does what a champion does, figures it out, executed well on that second attempt.
that was a nice, quick correction because that first lift you sort of think, uh-oh.
Yes.
And then
You
no
can
problem with the
panic as
dumbbell.
well. You know, when you get it wrong,
Sure.
panic sets in, but he didn't let that happen.
Well, especially when the guy who's trying to beat you is on the floor at the same
Yeah.
time.
Singleton made short work of the kettlebell, but then he made the mistake on the dumbbell.
O kettlebell foi muito
That
fácil
was
pra
the
ele.
fastest attempt we've seen so far.
Yep. That was the second attempt where he got it right. Big pop up to the shoulders. But you could see Tom had already locked out. Good press there from Evan. Needed to stabilize the feet.
Mas seria importante pro Hafthor, mesmo acho que ele não vai conseguir vencer o Mitchell Hooper, mas seria interessante assim ele conseguir finalizar a prova. Acho que até por uma questão psicológica, né? A lesão do peitoral dele foi muito séria.
Now the good thing for Hafthor on these first two implements, the pec shouldn't affect the pressing. It's going to come down to that axle. How much has he got left?
He's got to get at least through the 375-pound axle to make sure he holds off Stoltman.
Yeah, and that's going to be his goal. I don't think he's going to worry about finishing this. He wants to be quick and efficient on these first three implements.
And Hooper just needs to avoid a total disaster here.
Yeah, Hooper needs to make sure he gets his first kettlebell. You saw in the video he's been trying to get all the advice and keep it to himself, but that didn't happen. But he is the world record holder when it comes to the axle, so he's going to want to finish this. And Hafthor wants to prove that his pressing is coming back. He'd been looking good in training, didn't execute on the log, but these are different implements.
210 pounds on the shoulder for both Bjornsson and Hooper.
Foi tranquilo. Hafthor teve um problema.
Not lock that out, didn't show control enough.
Pressed it easily, but just needs to make sure he holds it for a moment for the down signal.
So the coaching for Mitch Hooper pays off, and now this is his first dumbbell attempt.
Yeah, that's
tranquilo, só problema técnico mesmo, né?
Mitch holds it this time.
Não, até. Esqueci a halter ali.
I think Mitch is broken.
Understands
Even
it.
Mitch
He knows where he is.
pain. Come on, Thor, press it out.
Oh.
Come on, there we go.
That's impressive tricep strength to do that.
Both men to the 375-pound axle. Hafthor trying to get the crowd behind him here.
Aí pro Hafthor é mais uma questão de superação da lesão dele.
Hooper has that.
Can Hafthor get this axle?
That's a big lift for Bjornsson.
Come on. There we go.
Yes, come on,
Boa.
Hafthor.
There we go.
And he has it.
That's
Huge for Bjornsson as he looks to stay in second place.
What happened there?
You can't step over it. You have to go around it.
Ah, ele não pode atravessar, ele tem que...
So it looks like, unless, I think Luke Stoltman might take the win on this, but can we see any other athletes finish this circus medley?
Both men getting their hands on the axle at the same time. Mitch Hooper looking to put some finishing touches on his championship run. Hafthor looking to stay in second place. Mitch Hooper has it.
Mitch Hooper fez o que tinha que fazer. Bicampeão do Rogue Invitational 2024.